What is going on, shotgunners? Today, I want to talk to you about the maximum shells you should be using in your loadout. We're not talking about backpack. We're just talking about basically on your person, on your belt, and on your chest rig, okay? So I just want to do a quick recap. I made a previous video talking about the minimum amount of shells that you should carry on your shotgun loadout, and there was a few constraints. So one of them was size, dimension, and weight. And the other one was a time-based constraint where you're basically shooting the rifle, the AR, standard AR loadout, which is 7 mags, 210 rounds. You're shooting that as fast as possible, and we're shooting the shotgun as fast as possible. Both unrealistic situations, I understand. But I just want to put that forward as a basis of comparison, right? So the AR ran out of ammo, including reloads, in 70 seconds. So I took that 70 seconds and said, hey, how many rounds can we shoot out of a shotgun in 70 seconds? And because you take so much time reloading, and there's two manners that I ended up measuring this, I was only able to shoot 30 rounds down range out of my loadout. So when I came up with the number minimum of 49, well, guess what? If the rifleman is shooting all out and then you're shooting all out, you actually will outlast the rifleman depending on how he controls his fire. But again, it's a very unrealistic situation. So I could say on paper, if we're both shooting all out, that the shotgun will outlast the rifleman. But that's not the case. If you follow the rules, you know, and I'll show you here in a minute, the rules of the military, as they say, to suppress an enemy, then the shotgun is going to be left behind by the rifleman because the rifleman has more rounds, right? But on this video, I wanted to do a comparison of the maximum amount of shells based on a time constraint of the rifleman taking its time, the way the military says you should. Now, let's go over the whiteboard so you guys can pause, and then we're just going to go straight to here. So this is what I'm talking about. Suppressing fire. 1 bullet, 1 second, 1 meter from the enemy. That's the way you should be shooting your rifle. So that begs the question, okay, if I'm the shotgunner and I want to be able to, let's say, be the equivalent, right? I want to be shooting for the exact same time that a rifleman is taking, doing this correct fire. How many rounds is it per that time? So that's what we're going to get into. So I have to revisit a few things. Rifleman loadout, again, 7 AR mags, 210 rounds. Again, 1 AR mag is going to be in the rifle, 6 are going to be on the kit. 4-second reloads, and then there's 6 reloads. So how much time till empty on a rifle if we follow this rule here? So we have 210 seconds because 1 second per round, 6 reloads, and that's times 4 seconds equals 234 seconds. So a rifleman taking its time is going to take 234 seconds to empty the gun with those rules and with a 4-second reload and 6 4-second reloads. Okay, so just want to revisit this again. Minimum shotgun loadout, 1 AR mag equals 7 shell shot cards, and then 7 AR mags equals 49 shells, and this is the weight and size equivalent. That's something we established on the previous video. If you haven't seen the previous video, I suggest that you watch it, okay? So I wanted to do something a little bit different here, okay? AR taking its time. But yet again, we're going to say that the shotgunner is shooting as fast as possible. Again, unrealistic. However, I just wanted to compare it that way because the shotgun is already behind. So he's going to be pushing hard to load the gun and shoot the gun, right? So let's just say the shotgunner is going full bore, but the rifleman is still relaxing, right? So if we shoot a shotgun as fast as possible, here's the rate that I ended up getting. 30 shells in 70 seconds, which I already said before, and this is including the reloads, okay? Okay, so we got our 234 seconds. So 234 seconds divided by 70, because, 70 seconds here gives us this number. It's 3.3428571, whatever. You get what I'm saying. But okay, let's divide that by 30 shells. And how many shells do we get? We get roughly, it's actually 100.2, but we're going to get 100 shells. And you know who said 100 shells on YouTube for a shotgun loadout? Trench Grenade. And I have to give him credit on that one. So I don't care if you guys like him, don't like him. I don't. I'm here to be impartial and give credit where credit is due, because now we have a minimum loadout of 49 and a maximum loadout of 100. Okay, and this is how the math ends up working. But continuing on, let's look at this. 100 shells is now 2 times the weight of the rifleman. Should you drop the pistol? And you know what? Let me read the second one. Focus on best attributes of the shotgun. Drop the pistol. Focus on everything that makes the shotgun better, like different birdshot loads, different buckshot loads for drones, or maybe you want to breach, or maybe you have breaching rounds or whatever, because those take weight. If you want to run the maximum amount of shells, which is 100 shells, okay, again, size and weight equivalent of the AR loadout is 7 mags, right? So if you have 100 shells, you're basically 14 mags on AR. Sorry if my sentence structure was a little bit confusing, but so my question is this: should we be carrying a pistol if we have 100 shells? I mean, if you have 49 shells and you carry a pistol, I mean, that's equivalent to the rifleman, right? Because the rifleman, or not every rifleman, but a rifleman with 7 mags and then has a pistol and then a few mags for that pistol, you're going to be roughly the same. But if you have 100 shells, you have basically 14 mags and then a pistol that's a lot heavier than the rifleman. And are you going to be able to maneuver? So should we drop the pistol and we just focus on shotgun stuff? So, and how much weight do you lose if you lose the pistol and you lose the pistol mags? And so will those extra 50 shells be the equivalent of the pistol and those mags that you carry, right? All right. Another thing to consider, split the difference. Instead of 49 or 100, do 75 shells and keep the pistol and how many pistol mags. Basically, again, balancing that weight. My current loadout is actually, I counted it before this video, is actually 77 rounds. And 77 rounds for the shotgun. This is on the shotgun, on the chest rig, and on the belt. And then I have an M&P VTAC, which is an older M&P. But there's a mag in that, there's a mag on the belt, and there's 2 mags on the chest rig, so that's 4 mags. And I actually weighed all of this loaded, with the exception I wasn't holding the shotgun, but chest rig and belt with pistol in, with all the mags and everything loaded, it was 19.2 pounds, which surprisingly is a lot less than what I thought. Most people, I had some people ask me what the weight of it was. Some people thought it was going to get to 30 pounds somehow, with the belt and the chest rig and everything. Obviously, I don't have plates, if you guys have seen my setup, so watch my previous video so you can see my setup. 19.2 pounds is really not that much fully loaded, and we're talking, I'm able to carry water bottles, Nalgene stuff. I have a lot of medical stuff, so I have 2 tourniquets, a lot of gauze, and basically I have like 2 IFAKs in one. And surprisingly, it's 19 pounds with 77 rounds of, actually no, it's 65 rounds on chest and belt with the pistol, and then 4 mags with the pistol. The other extra 12 rounds are actually on the shotgun. But yeah, 19.2 pounds. I'm going to have to weigh it again with the shotgun, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be another added, probably another added 10 pounds, maybe, fully loaded shotgun with the side saddle full. But those are things you need to consider. But yeah, if you want to have the equivalent of your fellow riflemen in your squad, I would say 100 shells maximum. Now, this is not including what is in your backpack, because let's say if your rifleman has 7 mags on him for his loadout, and then you have 7 mags in your assault pack or your backpack to refreshen what's on your chest rig, okay, now they have 14 rounds. Sorry, they have 14 mags, not rounds. They have 14 mags. So how is that going to be an equivalent for you? So let's say you chose that 49 shells is equivalent to 7 mags, and that's the way you want to run it. So that means if your rifleman has 14 mags, then you have 100 shells. But if you decide that 100 shells is the same as 7 mags on a rifleman, then that means you need another 100 shells in the backpack. So you will be carrying, instead of 100 total, you'll be carrying 200 total. So at that point in time, if you decide that 100 rounds to a rifleman is your equal or somewhere in between, then now I really have to tell you to consider, should you be dropping the pistol? And does your squad have enough people so that way you can drop your pistol? I don't know. But again, hopefully this helps somebody out. And I just want to put this out there. Again, I'm sitting here, I'm talking about data only and talking about comparisons and trying to help out and just do a thought experiment. I'm not trying to promote, certain people, like, oh, this person's the best, whatever. No. I have to give Trench Grenade credit where credit is due, because he did spend a lot of time talking about the Minuteman's Guide to Shotgun and whatever. And I feel like, for the most part, he put out good information, so I have to give credit where credit is due. So I want to stay impartial to a lot of people's channels or whatever. If they put out good content, I will praise them. If they put out bad content, I just won't give them any free advertisement. That's not my style, but gotta give credit where credit is due. So yeah, hopefully you guys like this video. Tell me what you thought. Is this a good, how do I say it? Is this a good way to measure the maximum amount of shells that you should carry on a shotgun loadout? Or do you think this is all wrong, this is all bad? Comment down below. Really want to hear your thoughts, because a lot of people have opinions, and I'm here to try to not only better myself but also better the community. So if you have, like, because if on the last video, right, if on the last video nobody commented about the suppressive fire on the rifle, then I would not have made this video. So it definitely helps, and it helps out everybody else, especially when I make another video. So yeah, if you guys really like this, like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Again, I really want to interact with you guys. I always reply back on every comment when I can. Obviously, channel's still small, but I still try to make a big effort to reply to every single comment back. So God bless. You guys have a great day, all right? Take it easy.